The coarse bubbler just wasn't creating fine enough bubble. All right, you can just see the cuts in the rubber. What's neat about this kind of expands a little bit and then comes out of those holes. It's a really fine bubble. Got 2 of these eBay for under 30 bucks. And why I bought these specifically is because it's got a 1/4 inch and a 3/8 barb. I'm using 3/8 line, so I'll tee them in there. But the fine bubbles create a very buoyant force that go up and help create a circulation in the tank while aerating at the same time. Neat part about these, power goes off or I just turn it off, the rubber comes back down, and the on-off of the pump will help clean this. Or simply just pull it back out. I can inspect it and wipe it off. I think the rubber's a little bit better than the stones. This is what I'm going for. I don't know if my aerator has enough CFM for this, but I want fine bubbles that are moving lots of water and actually aerating for that bacteria. This is my current aerator. As you can just hear, there's just large bubbles. See, those large bubbles are just creating turbulence, kind of mixing. Not aerating that well. This is what they had in there. It was just a PVC mixer. Had a few holes in it. And bigger holes, so they were creating big bubbles instead of fine bubbles. So it was kind of moving it, but it was also at the side of the tank. It empties this way, and what would happen is the air bubbles were coming up, and actually chunks of fluid or debris was getting into the pipe into my leach field. Well, it should have been at the back of the tank, rising up. That way it was coming down on this side, so the debris would fall down instead of coming up into the tank. You can see there's a good flow. It's quieter because of the fine bubbles, oddly enough, and I think it's going to do a better job aerating. It's definitely moving that water better. This is at the bottom of one of my clean outs at the end of the leach field. Well, first off, there's sludge in there, and that shouldn't be there. 2, I can tell by a certain level on this pipe that is way too high. So I don't think this thing was aerating right and dumping too much waste into the field. It worked. This is about a month later, and the aerobic bacteria with the fine bubble aerator cleaned the system up quite well. As you can tell, there's no solids or fluid here, or well, I should say there's at least no major floaties.